Luke, well done today. A 109.92 average.
110.
110, you called it. Decent, wasn't it? Decent.
Yeah, I felt good there. It's been like the last sort of 4 to 5 weeks maybe that I felt a lot more comfortable in my throw and like I feel like I can play this level a lot more often. And I'm one of them players. Sometimes it hits me for a couple of months where I'm playing like this and I kind of dwindle out a little bit, and it's still good, but it's not at that level. But yeah, I mean, I can only go on from what I've done the last 4 or 5 weeks, and it's been really good. And yeah, I've just carried on really well. I've left off over that period.
A lot of the PDC representatives talk about just trying to get through the first round of these World Series events, but it must be good to do with such a good performance as well before the big day tomorrow.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, it just gives you confidence. Like I said, going back to the last 4 or 5 weeks, I've had so many hundred averages, so many good performances. Doubles have been better, and it gives you that little bit of a boost, a little bit of confidence that you can keep doing it. And tomorrow I'd love it to carry on and go on and win the whole thing. And I must admit one thing that I'm probably guilty of. So I've probably not won very many World Series events in my career. I probably played in about 20 or 30 and won two. So that's obviously something that I would love to better at. But obviously tomorrow, when you're at World Series, most of the top players win all the time. So you know that you're in that sort of scenario of having to beat three really, really tough players to go on and win the title. But if I keep playing like that, then I'm going to stand a good chance. Thank you very much.
Luke, well done on a brilliant win. Most people would have thought that Jeffrey de Graaf would be the toughest draw from the regional players. What did you think when you saw the draw?
Yeah, the same. I'd be probably, he was the toughest draw, really. I think him, obviously, Madars is, someone that's got a lot more experience than anybody else in the in the whole Nordic and Baltic region that have been put in this tournament. But I knew Jeffrey obviously won the Players Championships the other week, and so I knew he was going to be in good form and in good spirits, good confidence. But yeah, when you're up against that, it's a lot tougher. So you're in for a big game when you're up against someone that's playing really well. It's a lot tougher. It's not just an easy first round game. So that was a nice test for me, and yeah, I think the first 6, 7 legs we both played really good.
And I just had a look at your season average. It's about 101, which is of course incredible. Would you say that you are in the form of your life in this season?
Honestly, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one because when I was playing in the Premier League and a few other tournaments, my doubles were really bad, but I've still managed to keep up such a high level of average. So, I can only imagine how good it would have been if my doubles would have been good throughout the whole of the Premier League. And I think I'm one of them players that everyone knows. My scoring's always on point. A lot of the time, it's usually my finishing that can be my Achilles heel that can let me down. But recently it's not been that bad. It's been a lot better, and since gone back to my old setup, it's been good. So hopefully I can continue this form.
Is there any secret to your form going up at this time, or was it just an instance?
Yeah, obviously going back to my old equipment, which I'm used to, and doing that's obviously helped. But sometimes this happens when you're professional. 1 minute you're going through this little part where you can't really get anything together. You have one good night, and then all of a sudden everything turns for you, and you start playing really good again. It's hard when you're a professional sportsman, when things ain't going your way. It's a lonely place, and everything goes against you. But when everything's going right, everything seems to go your way. So yeah, it's just part and parcel of being a professional sportsman. When things are going well, they go really well. When they ain't going great, they can go really bad. So I'm just going through that period at the moment where everything's going good, and I can have long periods of that happening. It's just up to me to keep dedicated and to keep working hard to make sure that happens.
Thank you, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
What a performance. What is the secret behind such a smooth throw?
To be honest, actually, I actually used to have quite a flicky throw that used to sort of like really exaggerate the dart up in the air, and then kind of took a little bit of it. This honest truth, took a little bit of inspiration from like Adrian Lewis and Barney. I mean, when you look at their throws and 10, 15 years ago, their throw was so smooth. It's all about that release and about making sure the arm just comes through so smoothly. So I just practiced for about 6 to 12 months about getting my arm just to go through really smooth, like no stabbing, no just arm just going through. Just even if they weren't going in trouble, just make sure my arm. And I think the muscle memory taught myself to like throw them really smoothly. There was no snatch, no pulling. And then obviously I advocated that into when I come on the tour. So I try to replicate their smoothness of throws, and it takes a long time. It takes a lot of dedication, but I think that is what changed my career for the best. Like we're talking 10 years ago now.
Good answer. How was the crowd performing in Copenhagen?
Yeah, it's every time you come to Scandinavia, it's always really good. If I've played in Finland and stuff like that, and it's always really good, and that they're always up for the problem is they don't really have many events, so when they get one event, it's kind of they want to take advantage of it and really enjoy it. And for me, obviously, it's always just enjoyment for coming to different places, different cities, and I've obviously enjoyed my time here the last 4 years, but they're always really good. They're always up for a good night, and yeah, that's always great for us as players as well.
And then the next one, the World Cup is coming up in the next week. Are you prepared? To watch the next week?
Yeah, of course. It's something that obviously me and Luca have not done a lot of. I've only played in 2 tournaments for the World Cup in my career, and he's only played in one. So it's something that obviously it's a learning curve. Obviously, I've won it once. Luke's only played in it once. So yeah, I think once we come together next week, I'm sure we'll be fine. We're both in a rich vein of form as well. So if we can match each other and perform at that level, I think everyone knows we can. Yeah, we really are really up for it next month. Next week, so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Luke, congratulations. The numbers that you are posting at the moment, you must feel unbeatable at times because obviously you just don't seem to be missing. These numbers are getting bigger and bigger every week.
Yeah, I mean, I was last week. I was beaten last week. No, it's good. When you're playing like this, it's good for the sport because I think I'm dangerous and I feel good in myself. I feel like the throw is much more fluent. I'm in a lot more heavy scoring than I've ever done. But also my doubles going in. And obviously, I tell you guys all the time that is when I'm dangerous. If my scores are going in and my doubles are going in, then I am that really close to Luke is one of the best players. We're really tight then, as you see in the Premier League. So I just sometimes lose that little bit of spark when it's long periods of games where it just doesn't happen for me for a long period. But yeah, when I'm on it, I'm really tough to beat, and when the doubles go in, even tougher.
Just touching on what you said in the previous answer, where you've gone back to your old setup altogether, has it put you off tinkering? Because obviously we know this setup is so synonymous with you that it's the setup that you won everything with as well. And when you tinkered, it didn't quite go as well. You've gone back and the game's come back. Has that put you off tinkering?
No, not at all. It hasn't put me off. I'm still up for changing things, trying things differently. Obviously, the previous setup didn't work out for me, but there is always something out there that can make me can make me a better player. So it's not put me off. It's just made me realize that didn't work for me. We'll try again in a few months and try something new because I can always just come back to what I know. That's always a really good thing. When you know that if something don't work, you can come back to it. Then it's a little bit more comfortability. So now I know that I can try things, and if it doesn't work out for the first few weeks or a few months, and I can just return to it, and then we try again because obviously I do want to try and change things and be even better and score even better. So I'm always up for trying things. I will continue to have for the rest of my career until I find something that I know that I can almost be at a level that's really hard to beat.
We saw you jet off to sunnier climes after the Premier League. How much was that time needed with Kaylee and the kids just to get back to normal life after 16 weeks on the road and just de-stress?
Yeah, it was really good. It's never a relaxing when you've got a young son. It's never relaxing because you're always are busy. But it was nice to get away from everything else that's in darts, the darts world and the UK, and you're kind of in your own little bubble when you're on holiday. And yeah, we had a great time, and it was a good break. It was really nice to obviously I hadn't thrown a dart for 7 days. Obviously, I didn't throw a dart since the Premier League finals night, and then I had a little practice with Michael yesterday, only a small one, and yeah, that obviously that break did really help me because it sometimes it breathes new life into you.
Cheers, Luke. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Luke, well played today. You said
Thanks.
earlier that Barney and Adrian Lewis inspired your throw and helped improve that throw. Just wondering which of the players has sort of molded you over the past 10, 15 years into the player that you are today?
Yeah, I would probably say Adrian Lewis would be the main one. He was always my idol. I kind of like would have loved to have just had the same throw as him. He, in my opinion, still to this day is that he's got the best throw that's ever lived. It was just so it was so smooth. Maybe Gary Anderson as well would have been another one that you look at and you kind of see how smooth their throws are. You always want to be a player that can like really score heavy because you're exciting to watch. You know that if you're in doubles, then you're such a dangerous player, and they're definitely two players. You know, Gary and Adrian. That I sort of based my career on trying to copy them a little bit, and but also add that bit of Barney effect. You know, because Barney's got one of the smoothest throws ever, and you know, I just tried to get that smooth throw. Like 10 years ago, I was just trying to get a really nice smooth throw because if it's not smooth, it can be pulley, pushy, and you know, that's when things under pressure can really be bad. So I kind of like dedicated 6 to 12 months to try and, you know, get similarities to them. And yeah, luckily enough for me, it did work in the end.
Do you think young players now will look at you and take inspiration from you for their own careers? Not maybe what's on the hockey, but off the hockey in terms of, you know, you lost all the weight and got in shape, and you know that you make sure that you're eating right during and around tournaments just to make sure that physically you're in the best possible shape. So on the hockey, you can perform at your very, very best.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I hope I inspire a generation. I mean, there's so many players out there, different players that will inspire people. But yeah, hopefully I'm a small part of that, you know, the younger generation will look at, you know, how I maybe changed my life around, you know, and you know, really worked hard and dedicated everything to this sport and managed to be successful. I mean, not every young kid will be successful because unfortunately, that's just the way sport works. Not everybody's successful, but I hope that there's a few out there that are inspired by me and you know, come onto the tour and manage to do some great things for their career as well. I know that the change and the dedication I showed to myself changed my career around, and it's allowed me to reap the rewards I get to see right now.
I've just spoken to Luke Littler. He's really looking forward to get to Frankfurt next week to wear the England top once again. I asked him what went wrong last year, and he said that number one, Germany probably wasn't the ideal draw, considering, you know, it's held in Frankfurt. There was always going to have the home crowd, but he said that perhaps you two maybe didn't bond quite as well. How do you make sure next week that isn't a problem and we see the super team that we expected?
Yeah, I probably agree. To be fair, it's probably the worst draw we could have got. Obviously, Luke wasn't, you know, the greatest of support for the German people at that time. So, of course, he was going to get a lot of stuff, and obviously, it was going to come with me anyway. So, you know, it couldn't have changed. It was always going to be the way it was, and it was obviously the worst draw that we could have got. And yeah, Luke probably has learned to deal with the Burn in the Western a lot more over the last 12 months. He's probably gained a lot of experience from what's happened over the last couple of months, actually. And I don't think that sort of thing would affect him as much now. But obviously, when it happens to one person, it can affect you as a team. And I think when you have that cauldron of it happening, it can be a very, you know, dark. You feel it's a small space, and it's kind of hard trying to pick your opponent up, but also try and play yourself. And you know, we both didn't play our best. We just both, you know, just struggled to find it, and they were just a better team. But yeah, I don't think we didn't bond well. We nothing changed. We weren't like separated on the practice board. You know, we always get along really well. So yeah, I just think it was one of them things, a combination of a lot of things against us that made it hard work. But you can't take away from Germany how well they played and how, you know, they played the game. They did what they had to do and they beat us. But now it's obviously a new start, a new year. And you know, I think we're more prepared this year than ever because obviously the pressure on us last year was immense. This year, obviously, it's still going to be a lot of pressure, but I think everyone's acknowledged that we can lose to anybody. So, you know, it's not a foregone conclusion. Whoever we play, we can lose to anybody. But we are prepared this year to be more up for it, more feisty, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Cheers, Luke. Good luck tomorrow and good luck next week.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Luke. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.